And as always, we always start with the one that is needs to be acknowledged as the one, the only, Alex THFC. And if you don't know, get to know. Because like I say, and I need unfortunately I wasn't able to give a really full account of what I really wanted to say yesterday because I was at the stadium yesterday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, loud and proud and in the flesh, watching that absolute joke of a game. But it's been a joke for quite a while now. Quite a while now. We're going to get straight into it. This is going to be a quite sharp and sweet review on what happened yesterday. I mean, honestly, it just needs some honesty, and we do have to really talk about this. We do really have to talk about it because we've got people are saying Conte out. There's people that are saying Conte in. There are people that are singing Antonio, Antonio, therefore Antonio, but they don't see the reality of the whole situation. The situation is that we're not a great team, but we have some good players. And people making excuses, thinking that they're talking sense and everything else as well. But we will get into it on Alex THFC. So welcome everyone, and like I say, like, subscribe, and comment, and let's get straight into it. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments, and then I might come. But this is going to be a very quick and short video, like it always is. Well, for the first time ever, different video, like I say. And let's get straight into the first half. Now, when you look at a team that plays good football, that's Leeds. Okay, don't even have world class players in their team, but they work cohesionally. They're playing triangles, and that's why they scored the goals. They have pace in behind, and when you put pace in behind, that troubles players like Dyer, Langley, and Davis, who's been okay. Let's be honest. Yeah, I've been backing him, but he's been okay. He's not the best thing that since last. But no, we need to upgrade on him. Yes, but he hasn't been. He's been okay. So my point is, they played rings round us most of the first half. We gave the ball to them most of that first half. I mean, we looked at our team, and they said we didn't have Sanchez in the team. Lloris is a goalkeeper that everybody says that is not playing well at the moment, but he's saved us how many times? Yes, with his feet, he's not a great goalkeeper, and that's it. But with with with, with him as a goalkeeper, shot stopping, he's one of the best in the world. But even if with Lloris not good on his feet, the defenders that we have don't come out from the back very well. They're too deep. They're very deep. And that really works badly against a team like Leeds that play rings around you, play fast, attacking, passing in triangles. And that's why we kept on getting caught out. We got caught out. I mean, honestly, it was just embarrassing. And the thing is, though, we got back into the game, which was just pure luck because we've got the better strikers that can take on their man, well, that can score goals like the Harry Kanes, like the Sons, but unfortunately he's injured at the moment. Then you got Kulicheski, who was good yesterday, who was good. I think he was anonymous to some parts of the game because Leeds had most of the ball. And then when Leeds fell off, when they fell off, which was always what they were going to do, fall off, that's when Tottenham taken advantage. It wasn't because Basuma came on and changed the game. Because if if Leeds taken their chances, and they did have a lot of chances, they would have won that game on a counter. And it should have been a draw. We got lucky again. But there's been so many examples of this. So many examples of this that it gets ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, and that's it. So, and this is the thing. This is the thing that I have to say, and this is another question. Thank you for your question, Nigel. But how is it having better strikers is luck? Well, the strikers that we have are making us look good. So if they're not playing, how are they going to score? If they're not playing, like for instance, I have the argument with Tottenham fans. They say that we played fantastic football last season. Now, who was playing most of the games last season? Harry Kane and Son. They'll say that Kulusevski was an effect. They'll say that Bentancur was an effect. But Kulu was the creative spark in our team. He was the creative spark in our team that did all the creation. Would he have had those stats if Moira was in the team? If Bergwijn was in the team? No. That's the answer. That is the answer. And unfortunately, the truth hurts. The truth hurts coming from somebody that is a Tottenham fan. When you tell him the reality of everything, the truth hurts. But we you can move on to the review of this whole game. It's like, again, and when you look at it from there, their defense, because Leeds are so bad defense, they make mistakes. That's why we got through. It's summarized with the goal, with Harry Kane, because Perisic's corners was their undoing every single time. We were dangerous from corners because Perisic can put a good ball in, and it was a good goal from Harry Kane. He's taking his goal very, very well in that first half. Now, if we had a better defense against them, we would have been in trouble, because any other good team, and this is a team at a bottom half of the table, by the way, bottom half of the table that we should be beating. We should be beating, and we didn't do anything. And that's the thing. That's the thing that really pains the whole thing about the reality of the whole thing. We've been getting lucky against other teams. In the Champions League, we've been looking average. You don't just start playing in the second half. And the thing that sums it all up, because I've been there, like I said, in the stadium, there's many times at the beginning of the second half, they're the first team out. The first team out on the pitch, because they've got an absolute sure Conte's absolutely had a go at them completely. So he's obviously not sending them out doing that, even though Conte is making mistakes. He is making mistakes, but at the end of the day, people, unfortunately, because like I say, yes, I don't want Conte to go to be sacked. No, but I don't think he'll be sacked. He will walk first. But my point is that I never wanted Conte in the first place. But I know that we need to win now. That's the whole point I was sold on, especially after Jose Mourinho. Which, if you don't know, watch my video beforehand on Friday when I said what I said about the Conte outers. What I said is that when we sat Pochettino, that was the day we stopped playing free-flowing, attacking, good football. And that continued when we brought us in Paratici, because he wanted more conservative football, more pragmatic football. Hence why we got Nuno in. Hence why we got Conte in. So we move on. And the second half, just before the end of the second half, the first half, I mean, we let in another goal because we got lucky again. We got lucky again. We were letting Leeds have most of the ball most of the time, and Leeds were still playing through us. We were still having the dangers. They were counter-attacking us at like fun. And the difference between the two teams, whether or not Leeds are bottom half team, they play one game a week and everything else, that's fine. But they did play in the Carabao Cup earlier in the week like us. So there's no excuses about there's no excuses about us not turning up, having too many games, because they had the same. They played at midweek as well. They look more comfortable on the ball, and that's it. And the thing is, though, everyone said that Kulu had a good game, but Kulu was very quiet in certain spells. We played only in spells, so he didn't have a great game. Bentancur only started to come alive at the end of the second half. So this is the point I make. I just get to the point where I can't dress it up anymore and say that this is not good. This is good enough anymore. This is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. And all Tottenham fans say, "Oh, at least we won the game." That is not good enough. When we look at the team, because this is the thing, because we have to digress a little bit, because there was a lot said yesterday that was just questionable, very questionable from Tottenham fans again. Because we don't like to question the narrative, because we always want to go on about the board. We want to talk about Daniel Levy. We want to talk about other things like this. We want to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about these certain things, these certain avenues, because it makes our argument look good. But the fact is, it fails when you've got other teams that have got lower expectations doing better than us and winning trophies. And the same players that we are looking at and saying, "Oh yes, we've got Kulicheski. Oh we've got Bentancur. Oh we've got all these players. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Oh we've got Harry Kane. Oh we've got Son, but he's injured at the moment. Oh we've got Richarlison, he's got shithousery. Oh we've got the Viking, Højbjerg. Højbjerg, yeah, he's the man. He's the guy. He's the everything. He's the man. He is." But when do they turn up in cup games, bro? When do they turn up, ladies and gentlemen? Like, when did they turn up in those cup finals or cups? Because why did they not turn up against Nottingham Forest? And again, this is Conte's fault as well, because he made mistakes as well. So he has to take the blame as well. Because he said that he was happy with that squad after the transfer window. And he's got every single right to say, no, I'm not happy. So it's no point of saying, "Oh, same face," and saying, "Oh, well, I was just trying to do what club says." No, you've won trophies. You've won championships. We went to you. So why is it you're talking like, "Oh, I need to talk for the club at the moment"? Oh, yeah, I really do. Okay, so you're getting all that money for a reason, because we need you, not the other way round. So, and I will get onto Conte, because the argument that I hear from Conte outers is valid, very valid. And I big up to people like Sava. I big up to people like Kuva. Because I exactly say what Kuva says. I didn't want Conte in the first place either. But I was told that we need to win now. That was the point I was saying, told us. We need to win now. Well, we have to win now, because that clock is ticking. Because, like I said, the contract is ticking, and who else's contract is ticking as well. But we will get into that a little bit further, because I have digressed from the game again. So this is the thing. It gets pathetic when I hear what I hear from Tottenham fans. But I have digressed from the Tottenham game again. When I look at what I see at the moment, we are getting lucky. And going back onto the formation and look at the team, you had Harry Kane, Richarlison, Kulusevski, quite adequate strikers. Harry Kane's the best striker in the world, I've been told. Then you got Perisic, who for me has been good again. Bentancur, who's stood up. Yes, he has stood up. Højbjerg, who's been okay, good, and credit where credit's due. He's proved a lot of people wrong this season. Emerson, we won't get into. Davis, who's been okay. Lenley, who's been okay. Everybody's going over the top again about him. Um, for me, I don't really see the point of him if he's not the long term goal. And again, that just shows you again the long term. Is it a long term strategy going with Longley at the moment, or should we have got somebody that is for the long term for Tottenham? And that questions me whether Conte is the long term for Tottenham, because why is it we've got Longley when we could have got a long term permanent signing and that's it? And then Dyer, who for me, and the thing that gets on my nerves about this narrative about Dyer, they say that he played badly ever since he got that England call up. Really? Really? I've been seeing Dyer for so long, and he's been playing bang average for a long time, bro. It's not because it's just because of the England team. He got selected from the England team. He's been bang average. Like I said, the back three has been making him look good. The back three has been making him look very, very, very good. Really good, in fact. So this is the thing. I don't get it that we have to dress it up and say, "Oh, he's such a good player." This is the fact that the whole thing about the Tottenham fan base. We say he's Van Dijk, Van Dyer. You know, this is the thing, and this is the thing. It's just going over the top, like Davis, for instance, as well. Like, yes, he's okay. He's been good. I've defended him. He's not done a mistake, but that is not a player that is going to get you any further than you should be. It's not going to win you championships. No, it's not. It's not. But this just shows you when you're playing against teams like players like Rodrigo, who ran rings round us. Somerville, who was very impressive, very impressive. Arneson, oh my gosh, Arneson, quality, absolute quality. Honestly, just kept on giving the passes in the final third. It was just the final, just certain moments that just didn't take their chances. And if they'd taken their chances, they would have done. They would have got somewhere. Absolutely got somewhere, and would have won that game at a counter. And they should have won the game. And that's the thing. Somerville's goal really just proved how bad our defense was. Absolutely bad defending at all. It was just really awful defending from Tottenham. And it just blows my mind that we just weren't very good at all. That was the first goal, and then Rodrigo's goal just came out the blue. It was from a corner, which I thought was not out of danger. We were out of danger, to be honest with you. I thought we were out of danger, and then suddenly they get a break on, and Rodrigo does a good hit and gets it straight in the goal. And that was tension in the stadium after that goal. It felt a bit weird in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It felt really weird in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Very weird in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And this is the thing. It was a case of and like I said, after during well, just at the beginning of the second half, I looked up and I saw, oh my gosh, all the Tottenham players were out straight away. So they must have got an absolute rollicking from the manager, which has happened on multiple occasions, by the way. Multiple occasions. And then we started getting going again, and which again questions you, why is it that we don't get going in the first half? And then we look at the goal from Davis. Again, really massively bad defending from Leeds, but we did well to get the goal, and he taken his goal very well. But we were very lucky again that we got that goal. But the thing is, though, the thing that was really bad is that straight after that goal, we sat back again. We sat back again. And I don't enjoy watching Tottenham. I'm more admiring the opposition. Because the opposition, one guy, like I said on my video a couple of days ago, said, are you another fan here?" I was like, "What? I'm here." I'm here watching this, but I can't admire when I'm seeing good football. The other team is playing battering us, absolutely battering us, yeah? And so I'm sitting there saying, oh, I can't enjoy this because we're getting absolutely battered. When you're getting great football from the other team, you've got to say, well played. And that's what Leeds were doing. Leeds were doing that continually, getting through our defence all the bloody time. And the thing that was confusing, he brought on Doherty and then Sanchez. And I was like, what? Are you really bringing on Sanchez? And that's when the mistake happened again. Rodrigo got through, he shot, and it went straight into the corner. 3-2, and that was when it was just completely off the chart. Off the chart, completely gone. That's it, done. You couldn't even see it coming. And it was looking like an absolute terrible end to the first part of the season before the World Cup. Absolutely terrible, completely. But ever so happens, because we turned to a three, we Bentacle started to rise up to the top, rise up, and then he started to make himself known. And it was only later on in the game when we started bringing on some substitutes into the second half. That's when we started to make ourselves known, and that was it. So when Mora came on, Suma came on, it gave more license for Suma to come up, for Bentacle to go more forward, and that came from the attack that we made, that which was really well set up by Kulusevski. Now Kulusevski, yes, I've got a love-hate relationship because I called him a reject, yes, but let's be honest here. And someone made a really good point, even though Kane was great in terms of the game, and he does show us levels. And I do worry when Kane is gone. I do worry when Kane is gone because you can't rely on a striker like Richarlison. You can't do that. You can't rely on someone like Scarlett. He's just going to fold under that pressure because the work that Kane does really shows you what elite is. Now, he's still a loser because he hasn't won no trophies, and he knows this himself, like Son, for instance, as well. But for me, he shows you what levels it is. But I do feel that someone made a very good point about we need to maybe focus on the players like Kulusevski and Bentancur and try and work round them and try and play a game round them. That's a good point because they do have some qualities there that could be more to our advantage. And maybe with a little bit more adding to the defense, maybe you can play your game round them, and that could benefit Kane staying up front rather than him coming back to create, and that's it. But he did step up in this game, definitely, like Kulusevski as well. And there were the big difference to get us back into this game. It was a good goal. It was a great strike from Bentancur. Great strike from Bentancur. Great industrious play from a Kulusevski, who got into the box again. You know, he struggled through that first half. He did have his moments, but that's it. And got to that moment and passed it over to, got it into the box, got it away, and Bentancur's there to shoot it, bang it, knock it into the goal. And that was a good moment for us. That was a good moment for us to get back into the game. And then it started to really work well for Tottenham. It did really start well for Tottenham because then another goal came out. Momentum was on our side, and then we scored another goal. Kulusevski again on that right hand side, getting through again, and then passing it through to Bentancur, who was running with another player as well, which I can't remember, and scoring that goal as well. And that was 4-3. And that was when I sat there and thought, well, this is why we love the Premier League. But at the same time, that was lucky. That was lucky. That was complete and utter luck when we didn't need to get to that point. And any other decent team with a striker, with a, with another Harry Kane, like a Isaac, like a Haaland, like a Wilkins, like a Rashford, would just punish us. Would punish us. But unfortunately for us, we have not been undone at all. And then to have it make it more sweeter for Tottenham, they had a sending off Leeds, and Leeds really crumbled towards the end, and that shows you why they're a bottom half team, and maybe even in trouble as well, even though they deserved at least to draw out the game. Now that just summarizes why I'm disappointed in what I'm seeing. I don't enjoy what we do. I don't enjoy how we play. I think it's shocking completely. I think we played too defensive, and we don't take any initiative. Our centre backs are not good enough completely. They're not. They're not brave on the ball. They've got no pace, so they get shown up in behind. They don't show for the ball as well. The midfielders only play really well when they've got space. The wing backs are absolutely rubbish. Kane looks absolutely knackered. Son's nowhere to be seen right now because of his injury, and hopefully he gets better soon. But still, he's relied on too much, and without that partnership of Harry Kane and Son, it just doesn't connect. There's no interaction between the two. Yes, there's a good connection between Bentancur and uh, and Højbjerg. Yes, he doesn't use any of the other squad because he doesn't trust them. And so this is the thing. It gets to the point where it gets ridiculous. It gets to the point where it's absolutely ridiculous. We're celebrating, saying, "Oh wow, we're third in the league, Tottenham fans. We're third." Okay, let's look at the teams that what's happened so far. Okay, so these are the teams that we've beaten: Southampton, Wolves, Nottingham Forest away, Fulham at home, which was solid, which I said already on my videos already. If you don't know, get to know. Leicester City, which were very, very lucky to win that game. Very lucky to win that game. Madison came alive, and look at Leicester City now. They said they were in the mud. Well, look at them now. Brighton, Bournemouth, and Leeds and Everton. Yeah, well, Leeds yesterday, and Bournemouth, which were very, very lucky because they're not a very good team. So then look at the losses in the Premier League, and draws as well. So I put these up as well. So Chelsea, we drew. West Ham, we drew. Chelsea played really good, and we only just got a last-minute draw out of that game because Chelsea didn't take their chances. Arsenal, who battered us, absolutely battered us, and that's embarrassing when we were only just better than them last season, and they bottled it with one game a week last season, getting Champions League, which was their target. Manchester United, who are rebuilding, by the way. Newcastle, who've now got one game a week and playing very well at the moment, and now really putting that charge up to up the league at the moment. And Liverpool, who I think we should have got a draw at the game, but because only Liverpool made mistakes. Made mistakes. And that's it. And that's it. Just a quick thing with the comments. Great to see everybody. Please like and subscribe. But if you have any questions, I'll bring it up. Any good questions, you bring it up, and then I'll answer that. But we're just going to keep on going. We're going to go turbo, and we're going to keep it going and keep it going, flowing fast like we always do. Because you know how Mr. Botsford does. He's the knockout blow to anybody that talks absolute waffle, like I heard yesterday, most of the time anyway. So we're going to keep on going, keep on flowing, and that's it. So when I hear that we haven't got great players, I'm sorry. We've had Harry Kane and Son and and many great players at this club, especially those two players. And this is the excuse I hear. We need more better players in our team. Okay, you've had Harry Kane and Son for how many seasons now that have scored so many goals for us at the moment? How the hell have we not won at least a Carabao Cup or a Conference League last season? But no one will answer me that question because I'll just say Levy, 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 Levy. Okay, like I say, Levy's not on the pitch. Yes, he's been at fault for certain things. Yes, he's been at fault for certain things, and he's made mistakes, and he's terrible. But he ain't going nowhere soon. And his targets doesn't help the club. And I question why he's brought in Paratici, someone like Paratici who doesn't have the same philosophy as him, and he's brought in Conte who wants to win championships, and he wants Champions League. It doesn't match, and it's only going to go one way as far as I'm concerned. And the fact that the contract's not been sorted as well, but we'll get into that later on. But the thing is, though, it's no excuses why we have not won Carabao Cups, at least even an FA Cup as well. Because I won't mind Tottenham fans. I won't mind Tottenham fans. Think about the teams that have won the FA Cup. You have Arsenal. Okay, they were very great beforehand. They were really, really good. But we had Portsmouth win the FA Cup with Harry Redknapp. Okay, and they had not that much of a superior team to the teams that we've had. We've had Leicester City win the FA Cup, but they are not superior to some of the teams that we've had. When we look into the Carabao Cup now, since we've won it in 2008, we've had Swansea that have won it. We've had Birmingham. I mean, Birmingham won it beforehand. I don't think it was before or after we won it as well. You know, we've had teams that are not superior to Tottenham and haven't had the world class players that we've got, and we keep on making excuses that we need more great world class players. You only need one, what, just one at least to get you through a tie, and even that one to get you through get you through a final. But we've never done that. We've never done that. And it's highlighted by that shambles at Nottingham Forest. That was the best chance of Tottenham, of Tottenham winning a trophy. And we didn't take it. And the excuses is, oh, the players have been playing too much. They played too much. Well, the problem with that is he was happy with that squad in the summer. He'd taken Spence on knowing that was a club signing. So why is he taking that signing when he didn't want him in the first place? And he had the pedigree to say that because he got us into Champions League when we were going over and above what we supposed to have expected last season. So he overachieved last season. So why is it he's allowed the board to say, I want to bring this in, I want to bring this in? Why did he just say no? And you'll just say, well, bro, I can walk with my championships and my trophies at the moment. What are you going to come back to me about, bruv? Because at the moment you've got nothing to show for it, mate. If I leave, you've got nothing. So it's Conte's fault as well for taking this. He should have used his authority and said, I'm sorry, but you wanted me. So he's got to take the blame for this as well. Because saying that you've not got a great squad is excuses. Because you knew you're going to have to play 2 games a week this season. You knew it. And you knew that the squad was not good enough as well. Because why do you bottle the Conference League against a bunch of minnows? It it's mind blowing. It is mind blowing. The things that I hear from Tottenham fans. The mind blowing. The things that I hear from Tottenham fans. And now all of a sudden we're like saying that we need these players like Bentancur and Kulicheski all of a sudden because they're the ones that are pushing us forward and everything else. Well, you just said that we're a one man team again. That's the narrative you're now driving. We are a one-man team, and I can't keep on saying that any more than that. I can't push it any more than that as well. You see, this is the ridiculous thing that I hear from Tottenham fans again and 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 again. But we can't keep on. There's nothing really more to say on this. That's the thing. Like I said. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, now I'm getting this is where I love these sort of things. I love these sort of things. These questions here. This is where I love these sort of questions because we don't have a strength in depth. Well, the thing is though, Conte should have made that known. He had the power. He's got the accolades to show it. He's got the accolades to show it, and that's it. That's the simple thing. That's the simple thing, isn't it? Really. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Well, that's his fault. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. I love this sort of thing. I love this sort of thing. But the thing is, though, like I said, it's his fault because he should have made that known at the beginning of the season. Should have made it at the beginning of the summer. They had the conversation. The Don, Parasagy, Don, not being the Don because he's not the Don anyway. Robbie from AFTV is more Don. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't understand where he's coming from. Again, I was told this was a fantastic summer. This was not no summer like ever because the Don was cooking. The Don was actually cooking. Really, really? You're telling me that that's cooking? Seeing Emerson Morale playing, bruv. That's all. That's all it is. Is that that's Emerson Morale cooking, bruv? I'm not having a go at you, AS. It's good. It's good, bro. AF, thank you for coming, bruv. Just keep on subscribing, bruv. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, bruv. Big up to you, bruv. You know what I mean? It's all fun and games to me, bruv. You know what I mean? Sorry, but this is what I need to do. I need to get this all out because I heard so many stuff that was just a load of rubbish, and they're talking like they know what they're talking about. They don't. And the thing is, though, yeah, I don't agree with the whole thing about Conte being out. But let's be honest here, and big up to Sava. Big up to Sava. Yeah, big up to Henry Wright, and big up to Sean as well, but because they talk very well. Alan, my guy Alan, yeah, because they say that they don't want Conte, and even Kuva, yeah. But the thing is though, Kuva says the same thing I'm saying in that sense. I didn't want Conte in the first place, but I only gone with it because I was told that we need to win now because time's ticking, time's ticking because. Conte is not here for a day out in the Champions League. He's not here in the Champions League. He's not. He's not. And this is the thing: it gets to a point where there's only so much you can say. He wants to win championships. He wants to compete with the Arsenal. I mean, the fact is, it's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing that Arteta, Arsenal are top of the table at the moment when we were on top of them. We got on top of them, right? After they had one game a week, they bottled it, getting their target of Champions League. But the difference is they backed him. And any elite club that had eighth, and fifth would have sacked that manager and it would have been off to pastures new. But Arsenal kept backing him. Kept backing him. And now look at them now. And now you've got Arsenal fans chatting to us with chest. With chest. I've already seen one show already where Sean was trying his best, but the thing is, though, he needs Mr. Box Office to make it known. Yeah, because when they haven't got introduced to Mr. Box Office, you know what I mean? Because Mr. Box Office will tell them what the truth is about Arsenal. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're doing well at the moment, bro. You're doing well, but you ain't doing that bad. You're not doing that great. The fact is, Liverpool are rebuilding, bro. Manchester United are rebuilding. Chelsea are rebuilding as well. So let's just say this: you're just there because you're just there. You're just there. That's it. That's not saying anything about Tottenham. We're still bang average. Without Harry Kane and Son, without Kulusevski and Bentancur, yes, they're still rejects in my book because they ain't won no trophies yet. Because it's all right doing it against Leeds. It's all right stepping up against Leeds. It's all right doing it against the Minnows. But you need to do it when you win trophies, bro. You need to do it in the cup finals, bro. You need to do it every single time because that's the GOAT. That's the greatest of all time. That's make you the greatest of all time. Yeah? There's a wrestler. Because I don't like talking about wrestlers all the time, but everybody, if you watch WWE, there's a wrestler who says he's the head of the table. His name's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, the head of the table, bro. We need to get on that top table. And that's the whole point of what we're supposed to get Antonio Conte in. That was what I was told. That was what I was told by all the Tottenham fans were saying to me, we need to get on the top table. The top table that is the top table where Manchester United were living, where Liverpool were living, where Chelsea were living, and where Manchester City are living at the moment. But we act like we're at like we are at Lidl's. We act like we're at Lidl's. No disrespect to Lidl's, but we're not like we're at Sainsbury's. You know, the top supermarkets. No disrespect to any of the supermarkets because they're still top supermarkets, but we act like we're at Lidl's, at the pound shop. And the thing is, though, we're all making excuses now, but when asked, because the thing is, though, you would have been angry, we would have been angry if West Ham won Europa League. That's when you would have thought about your achievement. We would have thought of our achievement of getting Champions League and watching them win Europa League, and then you'll start thinking, "What really? West Ham? They were a bunch of nobodies before." Luckily, that did not happen. Luckily, that did not happen. But this is the reality of why us trying to just get Champions League is not what top teams do. Top teams want cups, trophies. You don't remember, like I said to Sean, because I had to teach him, like the master has to teach the apprentice. No one remembers being second. Not saying that we're going to win the league, but no one remembers someone being second. No one remembers the finalists. No one remembers the semi-finalists. No one remembers the second place in a cup competition. They only remember the winners of the trophy. That's all they remember. That's all they remember, and that's it. And that's why I got mad. I got mad about it, and that's it. Just looking at what this is the whole point, and it's ridiculous that we are doing what we're doing at the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous, and we're making excuses about the injuries as well, which I've explained already at the beginning. And it's something that we need to stop doing. We need to stop doing it completely. We do have to. Champions League, we were lucky to get through that group. Marseille were just, they were not great. They were not great. I watched that game again, and they were not great against us. In the final third, they were just, they had a lot of the ball, couldn't do anything, and we just capitalized on that because again, we had the better strikers, we had the better forwards to capitalize on it. But if you don't have those strikers, if you don't have Bentancur stepping up when he's allowed to have a license to go forward, we don't win that game. It's like against Frankfurt, like against Sporting, because those teams had it to us at a platter. They were playing against us and playing through us so easily. And I don't take AC Milan lightly, and we're never going to get through that. We're never going to get into that competition. We're never going to win that competition because we're not good enough. We are not good enough. And people say that we're missing Romero. Romero wasn't playing well. He wasn't playing well at all. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say, really, to be honest with you. Honestly, I can see your comments. Like I said, if you do have a question, please put it in the comments, and then I'll come back to you. Any good questions, if you're gonna make it known and try and get to Mr. Bots. If you want to try me, get it going. That's how it is in the show, and that's how we go, and that's how we go and do it, and that's how we interact as well. So if you've got a question, get in the comments. The show's get into the close of the show. But this is again story time and Mr. Box Office, and you know how it goes, you know how it is, and that's it. And you know how it is. We just get straight into it and getting straight into the subjects, and that's it. Now, getting to the whole thing, we need to get into this subject of Antonio Conte. Address this whole thing. Now, people are having a go at people that are Conte out. Now, the argument for it at the moment is he actually committed to Tottenham? Because he's saying that he wants 3 years. Well, his contract is only for the end of the season and possibly an extension. Now, for me, at the moment, I don't believe that. I don't believe that he's there to be committed because for me, he needs more of a long-term contract for us to be able to say, yes, he's committed for the 3 years. Now, I understand this whole logic here because he doesn't want to waste his time with a club when he wants to still keep his record in check. I'm not having a go at him. But the thing is, though, there needs to be give and take. It's all right saying this, but you need to give and take. Also, the board need to back him. So it's not just him. It's not just him we're looking at. We're looking at the board as well. They need to back him. If they're saying they've got so much admiration for Antonio Conte, like I'm hearing from Alistair Gold, he's loving his methods and loving his training, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Okay, so give him what he wants then. Give him what he wants and make him an offer that he cannot refuse. Make him an offer that says to him he can do whatever he wants and put it where it's known. Put money where your mouth is. I've heard a lot of things, and I don't really want to talk about Daniel Levy or turnovers or financial turnovers because I think some of those people, when they know who they are, they'll say to me, they'll talk that they know everything. Right? This is not having to go at people like Brian Daigle, Sean, or Danny. No way, no way, because they're my guys. They're my guys, and they own it whenever they're on the stream talking about Daniel Levy and all that. They do it the best way possible, right? That's the way it is. But they'll say we're never gonna have the money. They're never gonna do it. They're never gonna put the money in. They're never gonna do it. They're never gonna do it. So why did you get Paratici in? Why did you get Conte in? Why did you get Mourinho in? Why do you get all those managers in? Why? Why did you do that? Why bring in Conte and bring in Paratici, who is a admirer of, who's worked with Conte? Why bringing him in if you're never ever going to spend the money? Why sack Pochettino and get in Mourinho if you're never going to spend all that money? When you're not going to put loads of money in? Why do you just get Graham Potter? Why do you just get Ten Hag? Why did you just get Nagelsmann? That would have been the more logical thing, or kept Poch at that time when you deserved more backing. So it's just excuses saying, "Oh, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do this. We're not going to put loads of money in. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that." Okay, well, if he's going to say that, don't get managers that need a checkbook because you're looking stupid. You've gone to Antonio Conte twice, and you said, "Oh, we need you. We need you. We need you." You've come with your hand saying, "We need you. We need you. We need you." And Conte's sitting there thinking, "Okay, fair enough. Fine. Okay. Where do I sign?" And then you're sitting there and you're looking at it and saying, "Oh," and then you're saying you admire him. "Oh, we've done so well. We got top four. We got top four. We got top four." And you have a summer window like that. You still have Emerson Royale running down the rings and is not doing nothing. This is the thing. This is the thing. And I have to say this. It's ridiculous. And I have got a question in the comments, and so I will get to that. I will get to that. Don't worry about it. But this is the thing I just don't understand. Why are we saying this, and why is it accepting this? Why are we accepting this when the logic is, if you don't have the money, why get checkbook managers in and sacrifice the football that Tottenham are traditionally like to play as a club in history? Why do that when you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve? When this is looking like a short-term fix? And this is the question I keep on asking from Tottenham fans. I don't get it. I do not get it at all. It looked like I'm sorry because I thought this was going to be a short and sweet thing, but it seems like I've had a lot of things on my chest. I've got loads of notes here that just needs to be said, and that's it. But listen, let's make it absolutely crystal clear. Okay, I don't like the football. I'm not a fan of Conte. I respect him because he's an elite manager. He is an elite manager because of what he's done. But the only reason why I'm on board at the moment is because if we sack him, I worry who's coming in, and it might go like an Everton situation. And people will argue saying, "Well, we still got money, we'll be fine." No, because the fact is, who's going to play the same way as Antonio Conte? Because you've got players that can only play a certain way, the wing back system. So you've got to have to keep on playing that way. If you're going to change it, you're going to have to get different players in that can fit that system. So it's only going to be another rebuild again, changing to the manager that you got in before. Because I don't trust Parategy to find the sort of right manager. That's the thing, and that's why I'm fed up with this as well. Now I need to get into this question because Glenn Hoddle 11 has just given me sent me a question, and this is a good question. Thank you for your question. What do you think of Luis? Should he be replaced in the summer? Now, for me, I like Luis. I think he's not good with his feet. I think he's absolutely awful with his feet. I think he's terrible. He's absolutely awful. And that's where we need a new goalkeeper, who's good with his feet, who also can shot stop as well. But for me, at the moment, I think Forrester, yes, on Wednesday was okay. He saved us as well. But the thing is, though, thing is, though, Lloris has saved us as well. Yes, he's made mistakes, but he's been absolutely fantastic for us. He's saved us in games. And he's kept us from losing games as well. So I think for me at the moment, yes, at the moment he's good, but we still need to get a replacement for him. Yes, but I think that will have to be in the summer. I think there's more important things like centre back and right wing back that needs to be urgently looked at in the January transfer window, and it needs to be brought in. Sorry, needs to be brought in more than a new goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper needs to be done in the summer, and this is where some of the work needs to be done right now to look at his replacement. So this is where the work needs to be done now for the summer, to target that person in the summer. So hopefully that answers your question, Glenn Hoddle, and keep it going, keep it flowing. That's it. That's a great example of what I like on this show. More questions like that. Even if you don't like what I'm saying, keep it going, keep it going. That's what I say. We never buy top player, top out there. We just don't pay the big fees and wages. Just don't just buy and hope that turn up top players and don't see things changing. Well, this is the point I make, Ben. This is the point I make. Why the hell did we get in a checkbook manager or someone that who needs players that he needs and whatever it takes, get him and that's it, or get a manager that needs certain players that may be at the spectre where the age is quite old, or they're ready now. Why do we get a manager like that rather than getting the manager like who can work with players that can, transform them into good players over time and transfer the team into good players over time? Why do we not do that? I don't know why we get, I don't know why. The logic is, well, we ain't got the money to back him. We ain't got the money, but why do you get a manager in like that? That's where I don't understand it. The logic does not make sense. And why get in strategy if you can't do it? The logic just does not make sense at all. And this is the thing. I don't understand it at all. A great comment, I'd say that, yeah, and that's a lot of the things that Tottenham fans base says. But this is the point I make. What is the point? What is the point of getting in somebody that doesn't fit your logic? Because he's making us look good, Conte. Let's be honest. Yes, his tactics are wrong in that sense. He's getting that sort of wrong, yes. But in regards to what you know, in regards to what he could do, you know, he's the best of the bad bunch, really. To be honest with you, I can't lie. He's not he's not he's not the only problem, because, like I said in my last video, we've gone through how many managers and with the same players. So I can't say that it's just Conte the problem. But we have got good players to win a Carabao Cup, though. So I will blame him for that, because it will still be a failure if we don't win a trophy. I don't care whether we haven't upgraded on the defenders or not. We still got great strikers that we were waxing lyrical about last season. When we were not that great last season, we just had one game a week, like I said. So that's all I'm saying, and that's it. We do on the January transfer window, though. I have to say this on the January transfer window. We definitely need a defender. We definitely need a couple of defenders and a right wing back. We definitely do need it. 110% definitely do need it. I'm sorry. I can't lie. It just has to happen. I can't see Dyer in that defense anymore. And Romero needs to improve as well. Let's be honest here. He's not been great as well. Let's be honest here. He's got lucky not getting sending off. He goes in rash. We need someone that's more calm on the ball, like a Vertonghen, a Bastoni, someone like that. We missed out on the player that went to Newcastle, and this is the thing: when we don't let go of when we have our eye off the ball, we want a certain defender in. You don't think about other options. And there was a great option from Newcastle. There was a great option at Anderson from Crystal Palace as well, but we didn't look at other options. I think we're very, very short-minded. I think he's very short-minded, Conte. Whether or not he's won everything he won, in my opinion, I think he is very short-minded. And this is the thing. This is why I don't hear this saying that the Don is cooking. I don't listen to that crap. Honestly, I don't listen to that absolute crap he's talking. Absolute crap. I hear people saying it's absolute crap. I don't care what anybody else says, really. Honestly, it's absolute rubbish. Um, so yeah, it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And you know, I'm sorry when people say that, oh, statistically we're not doing too badly. We're not doing too badly. We're not, statistically we have the ball in certain areas. What are you fucking well watching? What are you effing well watching? Sorry for swearing. What are you watching? Honestly, the way you say it, it's like you say that some people are dumb. We're not dumb. You should see that we're not playing well at all. We don't need stats to tell you that. Tell you that it's something else. I'm sorry. And the thing is, though, all I will say to people that say that statistically you're wrong, how many trophies has we won? And look at that stat, and then come back to me. Honestly, don't talk that rubbish to me. Honestly. Now, yeah, thank you for everybody that's watched today. Thank you for all your comments. I'm just gonna just get into them straight away now. Thank you for Bobby K. Thank you for AF. Thank you to Scott M. Thank you for all the support. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Glenn Hoddle. Thank you to Mr. Paz. Thank you for Nigel. Thank you to Mark. Thank you to Kelvin. Claude. Don't know if I missed anybody like that at all. Right. Okay. Well, like I say, we're going to end the show right now, like we always do, and we always will do from now on, because we know what Mr. Box Office is all about. The main event, and we know what main event means. Main event guy that talks the truth every single flipping time, every single time, and that's it, because it's coming from the one, the only, Alex THSC. And if you don't know, you need to get to know, because it's now time that Tottenham fans and Tottenham become an elite club and become the team that want to be on the top table, not the bottom table. And that's all I need to say, and that's it. And that's how it is, and that's how it stays, and that's it. Now that's it, and that's all I'll say. Like, subscribe, and comment. And like I say, I'll be back, because we're not stopping just because of the World Cup. And you'll see something more different from the Mr. Box Office. Mr. Box Office and Mr. Main Event. You'll see something different and new during this World Cup. And that's all I will say. And that's it. And take care, guys. Mr. Box Office is out of here.